Good morning, 99.3. Unfortunately, no one there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Happiness. How are you?
Good morning, Madam Happiness.
I missed you for a while now.
I was wondering that whether you have gone to Canada too. Or
Good to hear yours.
Likewise.
Welcome.
Oh, you asked if it was there? It was not.
It was.
Our breakfast was very bitter.
Ew.
Well, honestly, we enjoyed it.
That's good. Thank you, Happiness, for calling.
About this topic, right? Most of people we talked about, I call them witches and wizards. Enemy of progress. What they are. Those kind of people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Happiness,
very
for your
much, Happiness.
contribution.
God bless you.
Please, this is an open call to Azubike. I've not heard from you in a minute. Azubike, I hope that you're well. Alright, please, if you know Azubike, help me to call him and tell him that I'm going to check Makama. What is his call me again? All those
When this
that I
Saturday is
asked
not
after him
complete without you, your voice
yes,
is like the
that he's
rose
always
of
very
the-
much excited
You
to
should
listen
be
to me.
careful.
Please tell him that I asked after him. Okay, I hope that he's doing well. If you're listening, Azubike,
Maybe one
He's doing
malicious person has tracked him down.
Bego.
all what he's saying,
Please,
they've tracked him down.
no, we don't do that here, please. 99.3, welcome to the show.
Okay.
Good morning. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah.
Good morning, Igwe Victor. How are you today?
Good morning, sir.
Great. Happy to hear from you too.
Very tedious.
Like,
Was hospitalized. She just came back
Oh.
from work and she started bleeding to her, so we need to rush to the hospital.
Oh wow.
oh,
So
she's
sorry.
okay now, though.
Because now,
Is she okay now? Is she okay now?
Yes.
Okay, thank God. All right. Sorry about that.
That's maliciousness.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens and continue to, maybe something you so detested about, and most times you like complaining about it when it is repeatedly done and over again. So you make reference to the one each time it happens. Because of the fact that you ordinarily realize that you should be talking about it, and maybe out of mistake or carelessness, that thing has been repeatedly done, and you continue to hammer on it that this is the way you did this thing the other time, and I have told you about it, you have complained about it. Is it out of or a vision of maliciousness?
No, that is totally different. Because that is not something, you are not referring to something in the past, you are talking about something that is happening again. It is happening again. And when you are complaining about issues that keep reoccurring and seem not to stop, I think it is time you went to a higher authority and, tell probably a parent or her, that this has the potential to cause problems, because, there are some things you can take. So you need to know what you can take. Then you need to know what you will struggle with, what you cannot take. So if it is part of those things that you cannot take, ahead, that there is the problem. And if she keeps doing it, she keeps repeating it, then you go to a higher authority and
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very quickly, please, Igwe Victor. Yes.
You are a brother who shit, and then she works in her
You know what?
former place.
You know what, Igwe Victor? You're gonna have to send me a private message for that so that we can discuss family matters off radio. All right. So on Instagram, oninyechi_. All right. I'll look out for your message. Please, safe recovery for you and your wife, of course. Thank you for calling.
thank you for calling. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
great
for
to
calling.
hear from you. We have a call on Skype. After that, I'm going to head to my Twitter people, so please be patient. I'm coming over there soon. Hello, good morning, 99.3.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. Do you want to tell us your name and where you're calling from, please?
My name is Constantine calling from Czech.
You're welcome, Constantine. Good to hear from you. You have 1 minute, please.
I witnessed malicious behavior from the girl my sister is married to, because she married this guy after IHND and it's a little bit odd. So I saw an opportunity for her to add a BSc to her program. I reached out to them and I did all the arrangements. I applied for her.
This guy was not happy about it. He was very angry. Like, why is she going for university? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? Unknowing to me that this guy also has been involved in a lot of domestic violence. When I found out this, I just asked her to end the marriage, which she did. And unfortunately, this guy started sending threat notice to her. That is the situation and that I face. And also, I have one question for Barrister.
All right.
Yes, go ahead.
No?
Is
love enough? Okay.
Oh, you see, I say love is the smallest quantity in that makes a relationship like marriage. Love is like, you know how small Maggie is. What love just does is to sweeten the pot of soup. There is meat, there is tomato, there is pepper, all the bigger things are in the pot. Love is just like Maggie, that small Maggie cube, just added to sweeten it. So love is not what keeps a marriage. It's compatibility and friendship. That is what is the major ingredients of a relationship. All
right, thank you, Constantine. I hope that answers your question.
People say, thank you, sir, for calling.
Thank you, Constantine, from Czech Republic. Let's head over to Twitter. You know that we have some tweets already. At Valentine202 says, pretense and lies. We should not start what we can't finish in any relationship. At Chini_Egeonu, I see your tweets. I'm just, I'm gonna leave you in suspense by not responding to your tweets. Okay. Joseph at Josephinayo says, good morning, Barrister. More grace. Greetings, Uninye. Thank you so much for this program. So much wisdom. God bless. At Opella for sure, all that Olumide said is true, I believe is what you wanted to say. All right. There's a guy in my office who told us that his wife told him face to face that she's behind his backwardness just because she felt he would chase other women if he got rich. He's suffering right now, looking haggard. When there's promotion, he won't get. Hashtag R360. At Paul Babatunde 10 says, good morning, Barrister Uninye. Good work. May God bless you and your family. Amen. I just thank you for your advice because I'm not yet to see a lady for now, but I will make sure I take note of that malicious lady. Thanks. That's on Twitter. Let's head over to phone lines and then I'll make my way to WhatsApp shortly. Sincere apologies. All right, let's get to WhatsApp then. My name is Chichi from Magboro. Good morning, Uninye and Barrister Olumide. Apologies. Barrister Olumide, where were you 17 years ago? If I had all these then, I would have made a better choice. Though I have moved on now because I had to forcefully separate from him. My question is, how do I protect myself? Chichi is asking.
Protect yourself. Easily go to a police station and file a complaint, threat to life. Somebody is threatening you, they call him and then, they invite him, he comes over, then he signs an undertaking not to come close to you. Or you can get a protection order from the court. You don't need a lawyer for this. You just approach the court registrar for a protection order against him. If he comes close to you, then he would be arrested and prosecuted.
Is that effective in Nigeria?
Oh yes, it's effective in Lagos. Yes. Lagos.
You can speak for Lagos. Okay.
I can speak for Lagos.
Okay, that's good to know.
That is a Lagos state law, actually. It is a Lagos state law.
Not necessarily federal, but at least here it applies. Good morning, sir, Barrister and Uninye. Nice job. I have a question. What about if you have someone that you can't disclose your salary to? That's when she will bring all her burdens to you. It's me, myself, and I. What should the person do? And then this texter goes ahead to say, Mr. Olumide, with this topic this morning, I feel like dashing you something.
Please go ahead, though. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let me stop you.
Don't let me stop you, please.
So, the question again was that
basically
he cannot
disclose his salary because when he comes in, that's when the lady brings all her burdens.
Now, that is sir, your problem should have been before marriage. Your solution should have been before marriage. Some 3 days ago, a gentleman came to 2 days ago, a gentleman came to my office and this was the same thing. The wife was always on him. He was the one dropping, doing everything. But he works in a bank. So one time, he now said, but that, with all these responsibilities, that he doesn't even know how much you earn. Till, she never revealed you know, and he insisted that I want to know how much your salary is. She refused to tell him. Till today, he doesn't know how much he earns. He made it a big deal. He called people, their pastor, and she still declined that she won't reveal. Then when he reported to her family, the sister called and said, then what do you want to know her salary for? What do you want to use it for? These are things that you people should have sorted before now. How would you, I warn against this high maintenance culture that you go for people who cannot sustain their own pleasures. They cannot sustain themselves, and you are the means of income. I think you have to put a firm foot down. You have to put a firm foot down. A man came to me, he built a house, and he couldn't tell his wife that he was building a house, because if she knew he had that money to build a house, she would start with demands, and so he kept it until he now finished the house. 2 years he couldn't move into it, because you know, he would have to now disclose that this is the house. So he just, you know, we came up with the plan, and he said that initially it was an official house, and then they want to sell it, and you know, they'll be removing it from my salary, and you know, that was, and I was just wondering, I said, sir, I mean, I can't do all this.
It's too much.
I can't do all
too
this.
Much drama.
Why would I be with a woman like that in the first place, that I can't plan with? Listen, I am very giving. That's, if I hold cash, I give. And that is why I don't have savings. I cannot be with a woman that is like myself. We will be bankrupt. Our children will not go to school. So I needed a woman who is more financially savvy, knows how to save. And that's why, you know, I got my own wife. When I saw that she was very prudent with money, I was so happy. So if I have a lot of money, I give to her to hold. She is very detailed. She doesn't, you know, and then if there is a lot of money, she doesn't even ask me for. There are times you just give her and you expect that I want to make my hair. She does. And I was so happy when I found that out about. I married down that 6 months, so straight.
When you know, you know.
When you know what you are looking for, you find it immediately before somebody sees one vision.
My goodness, we have a call coming in on Skype, I believe. Yes, we do. Good morning, 99.3. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Okay, yes, I can now. Do you want to tell us your name and where you're calling from, please?
That must be top way.
No, do you want us to know your name?
Yes,
okay, Mr. T. Okay. Okay, let's leave it at T, because I can see your full government name, but I will not call it out. You're welcome.
How are you?
Welcome to the show.
That's my brother. That's my brother.
That's great.
Good to hear from you. Just for a very few days, like 4 days, just came into this and I'm innocent.
Alright.
I wanted to look up on the lady that was looking for an accommodation. Has she been able to get it?
Oh yes, she has. I think I announced that last week. She has gotten an accommodation, and her children are with her. She tried to call into the station. Anyway, I made the announcement for her last week.
I actually wasn't able to join the program. I was commuting house.
Alright.
Having a lot of layover activities.
Oh,
Yes,
no
so
problem.
thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
you,
much,
sir.
Mr. T, for calling. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning to you. Oops. Hello. 99.3. Moses, good to hear from you. Where are you calling from today, please?
Truth there is this, for me, I've always said, we always call and say, we thank God we know. But, Mr. Lumide,
Yes, sir.
what if the truth tear them at their face, please? Can they accept it? Right from time, I always have problems with relationship. You know why? It's open. So much. Like, I don't pretend about things. I'm myself. I don't know how to keep things. When you're doing something like that, I'll tell you. And once I tell you, I don't forget. I just want peace. I always fight for peace. I always say, I don't mind you hugging anybody, even as you hug man. concern. All I need from you is insurance. When you tell me, and I know sincerely you love me, I have no problem. The rest not small thing. But all men love genuine people. I think that's just a simple question.
Thank you very much. I remember that is a line in the movies. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth?
Handle it?
Well, let's pray that the new generation of people who will be truth lovers. And I think the Sorosuke generation, they just tell them how it is.
The Sorosuke tells others, or the Sorosukes are told?
No, tell them how it is.
Okay, so let's hope that the Sorosukes receive how it
Amen.
is. That's 9.3. Welcome to the show. Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, thank God you made it through.
Even when you talked about your birthday, I also called.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you very much.
Since last year, I called last year.
Wow.
On my phone.
Hey, so sorry about that.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. Thank you for calling.
I'm calling from Satellite Park.
Welcome, Julie. Good to hear from you.
Issue you are talking
But in fact, I thank God. Yes, you have narrated so much, but I'm happy I didn't marry somebody that is so malicious. Because even hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
No, because somebody told me when I was attending my school that somebody called my husband and said, you are sending your wife to so many schools, sending, and what is your own qualification? And my husband politely told her that if she runs away, she will train my children. That was the type of man. If I was going to have my PhD, he was ready. They did not even send him to secondary school, but he was ready to support me to any level.
Wow.
It's no more. And then my younger sister that happened to get married, they went to military hospital at Yaba, one of the best hospitals to find out. Today, this is going to the 20th year. She got married. The problem is with the husband. The late husband said to go and pay for IVH. The husband refused.
Wow.
Told her that if she's tired, she should go. And she's still remaining there. She refused to go. So we can see that these things are not even only with husband and wife. They are also with even family.
Oh, yeah.
These circles, your own brother and your own blood sister doesn't want us to grow.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Madam
you.
Julie, for
Thank you.
calling.
Amen.
And you too. Yeah. But you were doing well. A peaceful home. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Madam
Thank you
Julie.
very
I'm so
much.
sorry I have
Thank
to
you.
let you go because of time, but yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Thank
Madam
you
Julie. We're
very
so sorry for your loss. So
They say
sorry.
the memory of the just is blessed.
Mhm.
Some people would die now, and the wife would not even be able to give a testament to some of his attributes.
Thank God that your memory and experience of marriage is a
thank God that
beautiful
the
one.
memory of your husband, at least we know, is a lovely one.
Absolutely. Veronica from Lagos says, I reached out to Barrister Lumide on Thursday via SMS. I'm glad that I tuned in today. I have learnt a lot today and will reach out to you shortly. God bless you, sir. I'm assuming reaching out to you is you, Barrister Lumide. Alright, good morning. I want to remain hidden. This person says that his wife slept with another man 2 years ago. She confessed to him recently. What to do on spiritual aspect? Right now, for over a year, things are tough. He needs advice on spiritual issue.
There is a problem here where an act of adultery is seen as a spiritual issue. I need you to first know that every animal in God's creation has sex. Birds do, even the earthworm does, everything does, dogs do. So when it happens, it should not be seen as you just go straight to the spiritual aspect like she went to a deity. She committed fornication. Deal with that issue. It was fornication. But when you begin to see that because of that act you are not doing well, then there is a problem. When you are trying to link your situation to the fact that maybe it's because of your wife's adultery that things are not moving, then there is a problem with you. I think you should deal with that. If you have forgiven her, then forgive. But if you cannot move past it, then I think you should, be true to yourself. Some people cannot cope with it. You understand? That adultery, because I can't trust her again, then deal with that feeling, but don't link it with, please, let them not start that spirituality with adultery. Adultery is adultery. In the Bible, they caught one that Jesus said, where are your accusers? Did Jesus call her back and say, let us do deliverance, that, where you are going? No, adultery is just adultery. So if you can't deal with it, sir, I know that it is difficult, but if it is a problem for you to forgive, then let her go. Rather than you are there, if you believe that, okay, she's the cause of your problem, then let her go. It's just as thing, you have to deal with it.
Good morning, Sarah Lumide and Sweet Onye. Please, I have a problem of always referring to old issues to point out things that are wrong. Thanks for your enlightenment. And is it jealousy to complain about my fiance who always having long discussions with a man who is her superior at work and who had for long shown desire to have a relationship with her? He tried to shower her with gifts and she told me all of that. He even went as far as pecking her when she was alone in the office. I don't want to sound jealous or malicious, so please, is it wrong to complain all the time? Let me quickly round that up about the attention she gives this man, which I feel I don't enjoy. And is it wrong to tell her that if she continues this way, it could break us up? I believe she's also listening to the show right now. We need your advice.
Okay, there has to be boundaries, because if it were the other way around, that you, sir, have a boss in the office who is a woman that showers you with gifts and goes all the way to peck you on the cheek, I'm sure she would have a problem with that. Where does professionalism begin and end in your office, where you are sharing kisses and gifts, especially when it's someone that has expressed interest? She has to draw a boundary, and this is my own issue. Whatever would make me start doubting, start having sleepless nights, like, maybe he's the boss, he has more money, or he's the, I would just leave it and let it go, because I need to sleep.
You're not going to fight for it.
I'm not fighting. You see, it is not yours in the first place. How many fights do you want to fight? Remember, some of the biggest wars were wars just because of a woman and a man. You kill, how many people have to get hurt? If you can't handle it, then leave her alone. It's just simple. And I would believe, yes, it is getting excessive. Where is the boundary? Where has she drawn a boundary? You understand? So, me, if I can't handle something, I let it go. Not because I hate you, but because I can't handle it. This is too much for me to carry. Feel it.
All right, phone lines back to you. 99.3. Good morning.
Thank God.
Hey, thank God, Joe. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Congratulations on what, please? This is Mr. Chris, I believe. I've been getting a lot of. I do know him. Yes, he's a cousin. But thank you. Let me receive it on behalf of the Kumakaba family. Thank you.
The Agege or something. I never hear his voice.
Mr. Chris, help me ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, not for boys. You get me?
Yes, sir.
So, if you are not ready, if you are not matured, if you don't have that mind, please, enough of all this punishment from both parties, both the man and the woman. I hear those ones that set themselves at place. The man pour pressure on the wife, and the wife grab the man, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. Don't give up, oh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
Mr. Chris. Yes, Mr. Chris.
You know,
Thank you very much for your
I
contribution.
think some people have heard something about me. You realize that the calls have been like, don't get tired, don't give up hope.
Are you getting
I have an offer. But we'll be talking about it later.
All right. Interestingly, I've gotten a lot of questions and messages in the past few weeks asking me if I'm related to this Ekumakama who just got an appointment. On Twitter, someone is asking for your Twitter handle.
Gnosis _ help.
All right. Godwin Opus. Yes.
Initiative. I'm not sure.
So Rosuke generation will not do like this. Godwin Ogbe says, I always listen to your program on Saturday when I am available. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I will give.
All right, we'll get to that Twitter handle in a minute. Please be patient. 99.3, welcome. Good to hear from you.
Good morning. My name is Robert.
Robert, where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Papa. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Fine. There's something I want to share. It's my view.
All right, quickly, please, in 1 minute.
The impression to be given to women that in a relationship, the husband must be the one to die first so that the woman can inherit or to take care of the children with the man's property. Anytime I listen to this kind of discussion on radio, I don't like it. Okay, what's the tendency that if the man have a lot, the woman cannot just go and kill the man so that he will inherit the property? And again, this issue of adultery in marriage. Adultery in marriage, God forbid, for me to say my woman want to beg me that she confess she has an adultery with somebody, and I will still forgive her, and
No.
can't happen that way. If you are not ready to marry, stay in your father's house.
I think that is better. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution. Did you want to
Okay,
respond?
the first part I don't get, where we mentioned
Maybe it doesn't sound like
that.
you listened
I
from
don't
the
think
beginning.
sir, I don't know what you were talking about when you are talking about somebody who die first. I don't have statistics on that, and I did not mention that the men would die first. So I don't know what you're talking about in that. Then the second part that you said, God forbid, it's good that you know your strength, you know your weakness, you know you cannot handle adultery. So that is perfect. There are people like that. Just know what you can handle. Simple.
All right,
Thank you.
simple and short. Who's next? Good morning, 99.3. Hello, anybody there? Oops, nobody. 99.3, good morning to you.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning. I'm Barista.
Good morning, ma'am.
Please, my name is Trevor. I've been listening to your show today, but I've not called.
Oh, you're a first time caller. Welcome, Taylor. Good to hear from you.
Okay, my friend has been in a relationship since
2019 with this guy. So because of where she was working, so she moved in with the guy. She went to go and stay with the guy. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Favor. We can. Go on.
Okay, she went to go
Quickly, please. 1 minute.
and the guy has
Between her. So before, when I'm not listening to your radio, I used to advise her that she should manage, since the guy is just only beating. So when I'm not listening to your show, when you say, when Barista say, if you're in an abusive relationship, that you should walk out. So I'm not told her that since the guy is still beating her, that she should leave. So she said she doesn't have anywhere to go. So I find one of my girlfriends that work in the same place. So I told her everything, that I have this a friend of mine that they went together. She said okay. So she now told the guy that she wants.
All right. Your 1 minute is almost up, Favor. I'm going to need you to round off. Your 1 minute is almost up, so please round off your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So what do you need now? What question or help do you need?
Okay, so
She left. She went to go and stay with my friend. So this Sunday that she went to church, when she came back, the guy had been harassing her. The guy met her on the road, collect her bag, pour everything away, tear the bag, and when the work she got was the guy's friend that connected her. So the guy said he wants to go and tell the boss that. So since they noticed that the boss now like the girl, so they now bring out another excuse that they're going to that she's going to divide their salary.
She must give who the money? Favor, can you hear me?
She must give who the salary?
Who is she giving the other half of her salary to?
Like this,
She's giving it to him.
First of all, you know, I laughed when you said that you told her that since it is only beating, she should stay. That it is only beating. Is it until they kill her? But no problem. When she's assaulted, I don't know why you're afraid to go to the police. When he assaulted her on the road, he should have gone straight to the police station and they would arrest him. He will be charged or made to sign an undertaking. You have to take it up legally. Then there is no place where did she sign a contract in her office that half of her salary will be paid? All these are illegal things and she needs to, let her just leave the environment. If the guy got her the job, let her leave and start all over again. This time, let her be bold enough to go and report to the police. Threats to life. It's very simple. They will invite him. If she can video it as it's happening, if she can take pictures, you know, let her get things, evidence. You know, get evidence and take it up.
And even without evidence, still take it up.
Yeah, take it up.
Thank you very much, Favor, for calling. Please do the needful. Very, very important. Your friend's life depends on it. Barrister, your explanations are touching. I'm on WhatsApp now. God bless you. I am one, and how do I help myself? Where does this originate from? Is it inherited or just natural, please? I believe this person is asking about the malicious trait. Yeah.
Type of malice are we talking about? Is it the one that does not forgive easily, or the one that is enviously jealousy?
All right. Damien says, good morning, the woman that called, I'm sorry that I'm running, literally. I'm looking at time and I want to take as much messages and calls as possible. Damien says, good morning, the woman that called who said her husband didn't want her to work, said that her husband only wants her to take care of the children and do business if she wants to do work. Now Olumide is telling her to leave. I think Olumide didn't hear the woman very well. Why can't the woman start up a business as her husband said? Also, which will give her more time to be with their kids. Will she work? Can't she do business?
Does she have a will of her own?
Husband gave that option. If she's all keen on doing something, my thoughts.
I don't even have time for that kind of question. Does she have a will of her own? Is she entitled to fundamental human rights that she cannot do anything? You heard her say that for 10 years she has not been able to do something, even business. The guy would not give her money when she doesn't have money to set it up. And you are... Please, let's move on.
Gerard says, good day, Barrister. You are very insightful. My question is this. What if the malicious ones are your parents and your siblings?
Then you move.
Any advice?
You move.
What if you're not of age to move as far? You do have the means of living on your own, separating yourself from the environment.
The malice, you know what, there are things that you have plans for. You just plan. Plan, yes, so plan to leave. If you are not of age, then where are you even going to? But you are aware of the danger, so you plan.
Abutu Jacob says, good morning, Prof. and Uniyechi. Today I do not go to work, so I'm able to listen to you from the comfort of my house with my wife and Debbie. Thanks for your great work.
Thank you. Prof.
Yes, so twice he called you Prof. Anonymous texter, good morning, sir. Listening to you this morning makes me understand that I have a bit of this trait. My wife forgives easily, but when I'm offended, I drag it for a while, although not violently. I just feel letting it go easily does show how weighty the issue is, or doesn't show how weighty the issue is. Please, sir, how can I curb this before it gets more serious?
Thank you very much. The first issue is that realizing a problem is 50% of the solution, if you are willing. When try another way, try to believe that the moment you talk to her, she has heard, and you don't need to drag it before she hears. Hearing is it, the good book says faith comes by hearing and hearing by the way. It's not until they tell you all the time, but just that once, I don't like this, I don't like it. I had that thing, that I would be repeating. But, I was dating someone who would tell you that I heard you the first time. I heard you. I've taken note. Don't worry, I've heard you. So I had to adjust, and I see that it is possible. It's just up to you to stop it. And at times we inherit this thing when you are from a family that the father does or the mother just keeps repeating useless children, this, that. You grow up in that environment. That is why the environment which we grow up is very important. That is why they call it domestic violence and abuse. Abusive nature, repetition of, it's like you have been sentenced, and every day the judge keeps repeating your sentence. They sentence you to 2 years. Tomorrow you wake up, the judge hits the gavel again. Onyechi, I sentence you to 2 years. Day after tomorrow you wake up, in the evening you're coming back. Onye, it's 2 years old that we have sent. Do you need that amount of it to know that, yes, I've been sentenced to 2 years? It doesn't change anything. 2 years is still 2 years. So just say it once. And the issue is that when you say something once, it shows an air of confidence. By the time you keep repeating it, it shows childishness. People with real authority speak once.
Nosa from Ikorodu has a plea. He says, please, we need Relationship 360 to be uploaded on the station's website so we can always re-listen and regurgitate on the overflow of knowledge we get from ours. Having access to the audio format is more data convenient than video streaming it on this page. This program deserves its own page on the station's website. Please, on behalf of all the listeners of Nigeria Info, we plead with the management to begin the soonest. Thanks for your prompt consideration. This one's official email.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nosa, for sending your message. Samuel Olimosho says, good morning, Onini and Barrister Olumide. Onini, please let the barrister finish his thought on over obsessiveness and maliciousness. He couldn't do so before the last break took place. Do you recall when someone called and asked for the difference between being malicious and being obsessive over your partner? And you started by saying malice is rooted in jealousy, or obsession is rooted in jealousy.
There's what you call overbearing. That is when you're overbearing on a matter. It's when you're not talking of obsession. That is, you're obsessed with a person. Obsession is insecurity. Obsession is actually, psychologists have upgraded and defined it as a mental disorder. You need to quickly identify people. We all have mental health issues in Nigeria. It is impossible that you are a Nigerian with this and you don't have some. Mental health issues are a result of pressure. We are under so much pressure in Nigeria, but we are managing it differently. When you notice someone's maliciousness, that is, the person is becoming overbearing. They don't forgive easily. They take it to another level of competition when there's jealousy and envy involved. Please just leave.
All right.
Please just leave. That's not. You see, marriage is no respecter of age, religion, social status, tribe, education. Marriage assumes the character of the spouses and not their prayers. It is the character of the spouses, of both of you, that are inside that marriage will take, not your prayers. So when you keep praying, no, it is the character of the people involved in a marriage that the marriage will go and assume.
All right. A quick update on the lady who texted about protecting herself. She says she lives in Ogun State, not Lagos.
So yeah, you can. You need to protect yourself. First, make a police report.
Okay. Still.
Yeah, make a police report. If you want to escalate it, every state has a state CID, and you go to the gender unit of the state CID. The one in Lagos is in Panti. I don't know where the one in Ogun State is. The state CID is in charge of all police stations in the state. So you go there and make that gives some more weight to it that someone is threatening your life. You go to the gender section, the gender unit, and then make that report.
All right. Let's head back to the phone lines and take some calls. 99.3, good morning and welcome. Good morning, Mr. Frank.
Yes, Mr. Frank.
How do you do this fine morning?
Hi, your guy Frank, how now? What's wrong? Your voice is a bit weak. What happened? Is it the rain?
You reach, you reach everywhere. Ew. It's morning, Mr. Frank. Children are listening to the radio. No,
Children.
they are not the children. Very quickly, please go on.
You, Barrister, for this topic, before we get married, is it possible for us to know if our partners are jealous? Yes, we do know. Are they wicked? Are they violent? We used to know. Nobody will say that he doesn't know. But we don't regard them. But thank God for the teachings. At least it will enlighten the new generation now. For the ones that have married already, we used to know, we used to see all these things. Only some people will say he will change or she will change. Are you getting me? The man that says that the wife did something, you see, I don't know the culture in this Western region, but in our Eastern region, if a woman enters into another man's house to do something, it used to affect the man. It kills. Are you getting it? It kills. In as much as that woman is still there, cooking, feeding, doing everything with the man, it will scatter job, it will scatter business, and it kills if the man does not do anything. So let them confess to themselves, either to their religious fathers or to their family members, and have a friend counseling, and they will cook together and eat together. That helps it. Or they will go and confess to their religious leaders, they will pray for them, and they will forgive each other and forget about it. That is for me. But
Thank you very much,
Mr. Frank.
Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, you have not done what I asked you to do.
I've ended the call.
Thank you. You did.
I'm sure he did. Good morning, 99.3. Welcome to the show. Oops. Okay, thank you for pointing my attention to that in a few minutes. 99.3, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for calling.
Good morning, ma'am.
Oh. Thank you. Who is calling? What's your name, please?
It affects the man's business. I agree with them. So why is it that one man can sleep with up to 30 girls and women outside and the business will not scatter? I don't believe in adultery. I have never committed it once. I will never. But this mindset, I don't think it is right. Is it not because the woman confessed that the man knew? If the woman did not confess, will the man know? So let's learn how to forgive and let's go if you want to forgive. But if you don't want to forgive, please don't attach it to your failure.
Thank you very much. I wanted to say that how is it that multiple adulteries by men will not cause a spiritual problem for the woman, but just one by the woman automatically cripples an industry of the man? It is just called a traditional belief. It is cultural. It is traditional.
You know, sometimes women are women's problem, because the lady who called, who sadly has lost her husband, but who was an amazing man, said, you know, when her husband was, you know, sending her to school, sponsoring her education as far as she wanted, it was a woman that asked him, this woman that you're sending up and down, come on. I mean,
I told you one time, I said, women are women's problems. Number one, mother-in-laws. Statistics have it that 39% of failed marriages have parental influence, and of it, 39-point-something% is women.
All right, let me allow you to give your concluding
Yes.
thoughts on the show. If we have time, I'll take more interaction from our platforms.
Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, he's already here. Actually, he peeped through the glass.
Uncle Jimmy was here last week, yes. I want to thank everyone for your support as per the last week's call that I made earlier concerning the gentleman who we put on air to report the defilement of his 5-year-old daughter in the hands of the proprietress's son, that is the proprietress of the school. She was 5 years old, and the proprietor's son took her to the proprietor's office and had carnal knowledge of her repeatedly. The medical reports are out. It shows that she had been defiled multiple times, and the daughter, the 5-year-old girl, mentioned it wasn't only her, but some other girls too in the nursery schools were taken by this gentleman. So we have reported the matter not only to the gender unit of the state CID, but to the domestic and sexual violence response team, who has paid a visit to the school and will be visiting the school next week as well. The mother, the proprietress, would also be treated as an accomplice to that matter. So we are working fully on it. Thank you for those that sent their token to support this matter. We just want to appreciate the calls and the concern. Yes, I will be going into specific details of the school next week, so that you know, I just wanted to be sure that we had, when we have filed the necessary petitions, and yes, it will be on air, so everybody will know which school I'm talking about. In case your daughter is there, the school is in Ogba, in Ikeja. This morning, I would be leaving here. I would be on my way immediately after here to the Redeemed Christian Church of God, that is the Chosen Generation Parish, which is at plot 3, Oba Agbunji Road, beside Loma Loading Station in Ogba, for their own sisters conference called Women on the Increase. So if you would want to see me, I will be there. It's women that are organizing it, but it's for everybody. You can join me there at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Chosen Generation Parish. I will be leaving. I should be there between 10 and 10:30.